We're going to look at doing some simple retouching on your photos using two tools within Photoshop. One is the Content Aware Fill tool, and the other one is the Healing Brush. They're both very simple, a lot of fun to use, and you'll see some real dramatic changes in your images. We're going to begin with this beach photo, and we're going to clean up the beach, and then we'll look at a photo of the photo we used before of the kids, when we'll clean up some blemishes on the skin of the kids. This is a drone shot of a beach in Mexico, and although it's a nice scene, you can see that we've got a lot of seaweed on the beach. I want to clean up the beach and get rid of the seaweed. So we're going to use something called the Content Aware Fill tool in Photoshop. And the way we work with that is we first select the area we want to work on, and then we go into the tool. So I'm going to first select the lasso tool in my tool palette here, and I'm going to click on that, and I'm going to select the area that I want to work on. And we can zoom into the image a little bit so we can be a little tighter in how we do this. Let's go like this, and I'm just going to go freehand with the lasso tool, and just select just the seaweed. So we're going to go around like this, and you can adjust the selection after you do it using either the Shift key. I can add to it if I hold the Shift key while I'm drawing with the lasso tool. You can see I can add area to it. If I hit the Option key, the Option Alt key, you see next to the lasso little icon there, you get a negative sign. That means we're going to take away. So I can go like that and take away area that I don't want. And so I wouldn't worry too much about this at this point, because when we get into the Content Aware tool, we have the ability to adjust the area that we're working on anyway. So now that we got that, let's zoom out a little bit, and I'm going to go under Edit and go to Content Aware Fill. And now you can see we've got a window on our left and another window on the right. So the window on the left shows the image right now. It shows the area that I selected, which is shown as clear. Then it shows a lot of green area around it. The green area is the sampling area. So I want to adjust the green area because I don't want to sample everything. I don't want the trees and the houses and stuff like that. I just want sand. So I want to be sure that I'm only getting the sand as the sampled area. And the image on the right is showing my result. It's showing what the image is going to look like. So even as we bring it in as is, it really looks pretty good. You can see all the seaweed is pretty much gone, but I want to be sure that I'm not getting any of this other stuff in here. So it comes in with a brush tool, and I can adjust the size of the brush tool up here. There's a slider, so I can make it pretty much any size, and right now it's set with a negative sign, which means I'm going to be taking away from the green area. I can also add to it by hitting the plus sign. So I'm going to stay with the negative because I've got too much here, and I'm just going to paint around this because I don't want any of the trees or buildings and stuff like that. So again, the program again uses artificial intelligence to kind of figure out what it is you really want, and somehow it really does know. I don't want to get water on the beach, so I'm going to eliminate sampling from the surf area here because I really just want sand. So you can be pretty rough with this because, as you can see, I can see in this other window what my effect is. And so if I look on the right hand side here and I can zoom in a little bit, it's again pretty remarkable what's going on here. If I zoom in a lot, you can see we've really gotten rid of a lot of almost all the seaweed, and we've got a nice clean beach here. So I can accept that, just say OK. I still have my selection. I can hit Command D to get rid of the selection. And you can see we've got a nice clean beach. And what's really nice also is that Photoshop will automatically put this on another layer. So if I click off of it, you can see there's all my seaweed back again. And if I click on it, it's all gone. And we could even go further. We could do this again because I see there's more seaweed in the background here if I really want to get rid of all. This is the same photo we worked on before of the two kids playing on the beach. And the child in front, if we zoom into his face, we can see that he's got some suntan lotion on the bridge of his nose and some sand under his lips. So I want to get rid of that. We're going to retouch that out, and we're going to use something called a healing brush. So if I go to my toolbar on the left-hand side here, I don't see it. We're in Photoshop right now. So if I go under the Edit menu, go down to Toolbar, it brings up a customized toolbar window here. And on the left-hand side, it shows the tools that are presently on my toolbar. And on the right-hand side, it shows extra tools. So that's where I'm going to look for the healing brush. So if I scroll down a little bit, I can see the healing brush is right here. And if I click on it and drag it over to the left-hand side, I'm going to put it right above my brush tool. Now it's going to be added to my toolbar. So I'll hit Done, go over to my toolbar, and there it is, just like we did. Now the healing brush is very similar to another brush called the clone stamp tool, which is this one right here. And the clone stamp will exactly mimic another area. So if I select an area that I want to sample from, let's say right adjacent to the suntan lotion here, the clone tool will exactly sample that exact area. The healing brush will attempt to merge the sampled area into the area where I'm retouching. And so it'll hopefully blend the area a little bit better. It uses a little bit of artificial intelligence. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a layer in our layer palette so that we can see a before and after. So I created a layer here, and I'm going to click on my healing brush, and I get a round circle for the cursor that shows the size of my brush. If I right click that, I can vary the size of that brush. You can see it shows in pixels. We'll use roughly a 30 pixel brush here. And to create to specify my sample area, I select the Option Alt key. And you can see my cursor changes to this target cursor. So I can select the area that I want to sample from. So I'm going to select an area right adjacent to the suntan lotion area. So I'm going to click there. And when I let go of the Option Alt key, I get my painting cursor back, or the round brush cursor. So now I can start painting right over the suntan lotion, and you can see the crosshairs show the area where I'm sampling from. And you can go and do this even a little bit. Like I noticed that I created a little bit of a dark area here, so maybe I want to try to get rid of that. So I'm going to sample from a lighter area and just go over that dark area. And you can see I pretty much got rid of all of it, and it looks very natural. And if we go to before and after, if I turn off that layer, that's what we had, and now I got rid of it. We've got the same photo open in Lightroom to show the differences in how the healing brush works in Lightroom versus what we just saw in Photoshop. So I'm going to zoom into the photo, go into the Develop panel, and the second icon from the left is our brushes, and we have a cloning brush and a healing brush. The healing brush is like the cloning, except it adds the artificial intelligence or the algorithm for better blending in the retouched area into the original area of what we're working on. So I can adjust the size of this here. It goes really big to really small, and the feathering of how sharp the edge of the brush is. So we'll keep the feathering at about 28 or so, and the size, that's a little small. We can go a little bit bigger. Let's go about 26. And we can just click on the mouse and just paint over the area that we want to work on. And as soon as we let go of the mouse, you see another area comes up, and that shows our sampling area, where Lightroom is sampling from. And we can move that around to see what works best. And as we click on it and move it, we lose the white outline of the retouched area, so you can really see how it blends or doesn't blend. So that looks pretty good just like that. And this is fully editable. It's non-destructive. We can right-click it. I can delete it if I want, or I can go back later and adjust it if I feel like it needs adjusting. I can also add another area, like right here underneath the lip, and do the same exact thing. So there's a lot of flexibility with it. It's non-destructive, and it's really a lot of fun. As you can see from using these two tools, the content-aware fill tool and the healing brush, you can really do a tremendous amount in terms of eliminating blemishes on skin or removing small items out of your photo and really cleaning it up so that you don't have distracting elements. So bring some other photos into Photoshop or Lightroom and try it out and see what you can do. It's really a lot of fun and very satisfying to make a real clean photo.